All right. So today we're going to be talking about something that I noticed. Have you guys ever seen this article? It's called "Performance Artist Stood Still for 6 hours to let people do what they want, what they wanted with her body." I found this to be very fascinating because it's a real reflection of what happens when we don't have boundaries, when we allow people to take control of us. I'm gonna have you guys can look for that link. It's called "Performance Artist Stood Still for 6 hours to let people do what they wanted what they wanted to her body." Now I'm gonna read to you guys some of the things that I found very fascinating because you'll see what happened at the end. It's kind of crazy, right? It says at first only photographers were going near her. Now mind you, she just stood there. She just stood in one spot and just stood still, right? It said photographers were going near her. After a while, people began picking stuff off from the table. You know, that's from the table where she was standing right there, right? And then some people made her sit down so that they could humiliate her. So they sat her down. Again, she was there and she let her do whatever they wanted, right? They sat her down. Some people started throwing water at her, and the point of the performance was to stand still and let people do whatever they want. It's kind of crazy what happens next, right? Then there were those who changed her position. The lowly changed her position. She was standing, and they picked her up, and they just put different. They had a different position. As you notice, it's escalating slowly, right? And who's allowing this to happen? She's allowing this to happen. Then there were people who liked to attach things on her. They were attaching paper. They were put like a little rope around her, attaching like a little piece of paper, right? Nothing crazy, right? It all began tamely. Someone turned her around. Someone thrust her arm in the air. Someone touched her. Someone intimately. You see, it began slowly. The whole point is that she just stood there passively, right? And then one man, this is what shit got crazy. It only takes one crazy motherfucker, I'm telling you. Then one man used a razor to cut her on her neck. And that's when shit got wild, you know. In the third hour, all her clothes were cut from her with razor blades. In the fourth hour, some blades began to explore her skin. Various minor sexual assaults were carried out on her body. She was so committed to the piece that she would not have resisted rape or murder. Oh, damn, girl, fuck. Oh, crazy woman. Okay, someone made her point a gun at herself. Wow, and she did that shit. I cannot believe that. I felt raped. They cut her clothes. They stuck me in with thorns of rose in the stomach, aimed a gun in my head. Another came apart. Some men undressed her and groped her. The violence and sexual harassment escalated. It's kind of crazy when you read that shit, man. Listen to Marina. Okay, so the whole point is this. That's a very good reflection of what happens when we stand still and allow people to take advantage of us. Now, there are times when things happen and we cannot control it, and that's fine. You know, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you have the ability to control your life. I'm talking about when you have the ability to proactively plan for the future, but rather you're so focused on your current problem that you fail to plan for the future and you become a victim of circumstance. So a lot of times people get taken advantage of, but for the most part, it's usually we allow that to happen. We allow people to do whatever they want with us because we are afraid of their reaction. We are afraid of what might happen. You see? So what you have to do is have a clear standard of what you expect from people. And that primarily starts from yourself. Have a clear standard of what you accept from yourself. Because when you have a standard for yourself, you have it for other people. Now, it all starts with self-respect. Self-respect cannot come when you're seeking validation. Self-respect cannot come when you're seeking other happiness from other people. Because if happiness and validation is your primary value in life, you're going to compromise yourself. You're going to compromise your values. And so you have to, once again, you got to look from within. You have to look inside of yourself. You have to become self-aware to see what's motivating your behavior. You see? And I found this very fascinating, yo. It's kind of crazy. Humans, I'm telling you, humans, when you give them power, absolute power corrupts. Remember that. Every single one of us has the ability to become a dictator, have the ability to become a tyrant. Hurt us enough, humiliate us enough, oppress us enough, and we have the potential to bring utter destruction to the world. You see? And so what you have to do is not allow life to passively take advantage of you. Shit looks hard in the beginning. Before you fix something, it looks hard. But you have to do it. You have to, or else no one's going to do it for you. Or else everyone's going to take advantage of you. I'm telling you, like, when you give people control, right? When you give people control, it's a high. It's a high, the control you give people. especially men, especially if men have low self-esteem. It's a crazy thing. You have to have those boundaries. You have to write down what you will accept and what you will not accept from people. Because if you don't, then for simply getting someone's validation, you can allow people to take advantage of you. It is what it is, right? And again, read that. It's pretty fucking crazy what happened, yo. It's crazy. Let me read to you what she said. Look, I'm gonna read it. Listen what she said.
One of my most extreme pieces was when I really pushed my body to the limits, because I didn't never want to die. I'm not interested in dying, but I'm interested in how far you can push the energy of the human body, how far you can go, and then see that actually our energy is almost limitless. It's not about the body, it's about mind who push you to the extremes that you never could imagine. Some of the work what really got lots of attention to the public was Rhythm Zero. Till that time, the artist of performance art was totally ridiculed, and they think that was sick, and there was exhibitionist, and there was masochist, and they just want attention. So I was just really tired of this kind of critics, and I said, okay, I'm going to make a piece to see how far public can go if the artist himself doesn't do anything. And there, very simply, I put on the table 72 objects with the instructions: I'm an object, you can do whatever you want to do with me, and I will take all responsibility for 6 hours. On the table was a rose, perfume, piece of bread, and grapes, and wine, and then was objects like really scissors and nails and a metal bar, and finally was also a pistol with one bullet. So basically, if the audience wanted to put the bullet into the pistol, can kill me.
You see, this is the thing: is that what really happened here is that she set the limits, right? This is what happens: you set the limits, you tell people unconsciously through your behavior what you expect from people, right? And then they cross the boundary. What tends to happen is this: they cross the boundary and they wait. They wait how you react. Do you react and defend yourself, or do you stand still and allow them to take advantage of you? That moment of reaction, that moment where they put a razor in her neck, they were like, oh, she can react. If she would have said, no, fuck that shit, don't you fucking put that in my face, they would, oh, whoa, wait a minute, right? They would have backed off, right? But because she didn't do nothing, like, oh, wait a minute, it's like a floodgates open. And that's what happens when you let people do shit to you. You see? Let's keep listening.
And I want to take this risk. I want to know what is the public about and what they're going to do in this kind of situation. It was a really difficult piece because I just stood there in the front of the table, and at the beginning nothing really happened. Public would come, they'd play with me, they'd give me roles.
Oh, that sounds like a relationship. In the beginning it's all good, you know. In the beginning everything's good, you know, you're doing everything for home, you know, he's honey, he's coming home. Yeah, he may scream at you once in a while, but he loves you, you know. Okay, so that's why it all starts innocently. You see, it's kind of like socialism. Everyone who thinks of socialism, they say, you know what? We want to give everyone everything. We want to help everyone. We all have benevolent intentions. But it only takes one motherfucker out there to corrupt shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, absolute power corrupts. When someone gives you too much power, you're going to take advantage of them. And so the more powerless you feel, that means the more powerless you feel. That means the more that is a reflection of the power that you're given to the person and how powerful they feel. If you feel powerless, that means that person feels absolute power, and that's where corruption happens.
Kiss me, look at me, and then probably stood there in the front of that table. And at the beginning, nothing really happened. Public would come, they would play with me, they would give me roles, they would kiss me, look at me, and then public became more and more wild. They cut my neck and drink my blood. They carry me around, put me on the table, open my legs, and put a knife between. The one person took the pistol, put the bullet, and see if I would really, with my own hand, push the target. The galleries came and completely go crazy, take this gun out of his hand, throw out of the window. They took scissors, they cut my clothes, they put rose pins into my body.
Wow.
After 6 hours, which was like 2 in the morning, the galleries come and...
Like, you imagine that shit after 6 hours, she snaps out of it? We're like, what the motherfuckers who did that shit? Like after 6 hours, man, if I was one, I'm like, I'm getting the fuck out of there. I'll be pissed. I don't give a fuck, man. I'll be pissed. I'm watching whoever did that shit.
The performance is over. I start moving. I start being myself because I was there like a puppet just for them. And that moment, everybody ran away. People could not
Holy
actually
shit!
confront with me as a person. I remember
Wow.
going back to hotel, look in the mirror, and I found a big piece of white hair.
That's crazy. Just like I said, I didn't watch this video. I just saw it right now. Wow, people are real pussies, man. Because I would have ran away too. Yeah, that's what happens, man. Like people deep down, see, it's kind of like roaches. It's kind of like deep down, people want power, and they'll use it as if they know that there's no repercussion. But as soon as they know there's repercussion, they go back. They put on their front. I'm a nice person. I would never hurt you, right? But give them power. By you disempowering yourself, by you not respecting yourself, by you not loving yourself, by you letting people do whatever the fuck they want to you, just because you want a relationship and you're willing to compromise your own values just for that one little quality, people are gonna take advantage of you. You gotta be proactive about this, man. Don't be the victim. As justified as it is, it's counterproductive. No matter what people did to you, it's counterproductive being a victim. Anyways, this is it for me today. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Goodbye.